From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
And now at 6, parents in San Francisco are scrambling as a looming teacher strike could mean school closures this coming Monday.
I have a neighbor just a couple doors down with 2 kids in SFUSD, and we will be co-watching our kids this week.
Details on the negotiations that are happening right now.
Plus, a march for Billionaires today in San Francisco. Was it real?
I swear on my God that I am being completely genuine here. We are being serious. We like billionaires. We want them to stay.
Why this small crowd drew a larger one to oppose and support the proposed Billionaires tax.
And then later, a local musician takes the big stage at the big game.
It's a mix of being funny and it's a mix of being like dramatic.
More on the unique musical style that landed her a gig at the Super Bowl. We're live at the CBS studios here in San Francisco. I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Andrea Nakano. Happening right now, San Francisco Unified School District and the union that represents roughly 6,000 educators are negotiating at this hour to avert a strike.
And if they can't come to an agreement this weekend, we'll see teachers walking the picket lines starting Monday.
That means tens of thousands of students and families would be impacted. Already, the district has called off school for Monday. Dahlin has more on the stalemate.
Both union leaders and district officials are meeting inside the War Memorial Building. They've been negotiating since 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. No breakthrough so far. In the meantime, many parents are preparing for a Monday school closure. Many San Francisco parents are hoping for a quick resolution that will end the stalemate.
We think this is resolvable without a strike. We really believe in both sides' ability to come together and negotiate something that will give our educators what they truly deserve, but also keep our kids in school, which is what they deserve.
Emily Diayora has 3 children in the school district. She's also with the San Francisco Parents Coalition. She's already got a plan for the Monday school closure.
I have a neighbor just a couple doors down with 2 kids in SFUSD, and we will be co-watching our kids this week. Mission Science Center right over here on Mission Street is going to be hosting open hours Monday and Tuesday. So we'll take the kids down there to make a musical instrument.
They're not alone. A lot of parents who are able to work from home are teaming up to provide safe spaces for their kids during the closure.
We've organized a bit with some parents in our community, and so we have a play date scheduled. We actually also plan to join the picket with the teachers first thing in the morning and bring some refreshments and snacks to support them.
But there are many parents who don't have the luxury of working from home. The district has teamed up with some day camps to offer activities for students, including Rock Bandland, which is already sold out.
About an hour of playing the instruments, exploring the instruments that they've never played before. We have art activities, we have story writing and story listening activities. We have park time, we have free play, we have a bunch of games. We'll do a ton of improv comedy.
Many parents say they can handle a day or 2 of school closure if teachers go on strike. But anything beyond that would be very disruptive. The main sticking points are wages and health care. The union representing teachers wants a 4.5% wage increase each year for 2 years. The district is offering a 2% raise each year for the next 3 years. The district says it's doing its best while dealing with a budget deficit. Parents like Emily hope both sides can reach a compromise. They say the biggest losers in a prolonged strike would be families and students.
There will be a moment where I will start pulling my hair out. I know this from past experience, but right now I'm just focused on hopefully getting it over as quickly as possible, getting our teachers what they deserve, and getting kids back in school.
Both sides say they're committed to negotiate as long as it takes. We'll keep you posted.
San Jose Unified School District released a list of elementary schools that could possibly be closing. District officials say this all has to do with declining enrollment and budget problems. About 9 elementary schools are expected to be impacted. The district presented 3 preliminary options for closures or consolidations, and none of them are good. Option 1, closing 9 elementary schools and relocating one of them. Option 2 would be to close all 9 elementary schools, period. Or option 3, to close just 8 of them. A final decision is expected to be made next month.
In San Francisco today, a truly unusual protest. Small group gathered for a City Hall march in support of billionaires.
John Ramos has that story.
California has more billionaires than any state in the union, and it is said to have the 5th largest economy in the entire world. Still, people are living on sidewalks and eating in soup kitchens. So it's probably not surprising that this place would become ground zero when it comes to class warfare. The issue of income disparity is a serious one, but today's advertised March for Billionaires took a serious turn to the absurd. And organizer Derek Kaufman seemed to know it would happen.
So I sort of guessed it would be provocative. I also think that if it were not called what it was, then it would not have gotten the attention that it did.
The gathering at a park in the Fillmore district only drew a handful of supporters who seemed sincere in their opposition to California's proposed asset tax on billionaires, which they believe will drive wealth and innovation out of the state.
You know, I know a lot of people disagree with the framing of this, but I do really believe that that most billionaires have had a greatly positive influence on the economy.
A woman named Annie from Berkeley came up with the original idea.
I am a Christian. I swear on my God that I am being completely genuine here. We are being serious. We like billionaires. We want them to stay.
But the unusual notion of a march to support the wealthiest people in the world also drew a lot of media and some snarky opposition. People poured on the sarcasm as they discussed the plight of the downtrodden billionaires.
You know, you don't know when you look at somebody what their story is, what their inner struggle is. So you can't tell if somebody is carrying the weight of billions of dollars. It really is a heavy burden.
Roselle Swimmer spent yesterday creating a giant puppet of a chef wielding a butcher knife with the slogan, "Eat the Rich."
I wanted to match their absurdity with my absurdity to point out just how ridiculous they look by having a 10-foot puppet to chase them around.
With that, the march began, heading for City Hall. Along the way, it drew plenty of stares and a bit of outrage from small business owner John Quillinan, who supports the idea of a 5% tax on billionaires' wealth.
The fact that that is not acceptable to them makes me sick to my stomach. I would give up 5% of my net worth over 5 years to help my community. I own a small business. I'm not doing amazingly, and I would still do it to help people. What's wrong with you that you won't?
But Michelle and Jesse Foster were mostly confused when the procession passed them on the street corner.
At first we were horrified, and then I'm not sure if they're joking. They have to be joking.
It's a joke for sure. Cynical.
Has to be.
Yeah.
You don't think this is real?
No.
I mean,
Is it kind of hard to tell, though?
A little. It's a little scary these days. You can't trust anything, right? So... Anyway, I was on the phone with my daughter, and I'm like, I've got to hang up. I've got to go yell at these people.
When the group of supporters and detractors reached City Hall, they were still arguing. But it was still hard to know what to take seriously. That's the way politics is these days. So much of it seems like it can't possibly be real.
In Oakland today, organizers held a rally protesting ICE in American cities exactly 1 month after the killing of Renee Good in Minnesota.
For a month, we have carried the weight of Renee Good's death in ICE custody. Her memory is not a silent plea for pity. It is a thunderous demand for justice. And that justice begins with one clear truth. Protesting ICE is not a crime.
This was the third straight weekend of organized demonstrations against ICE in the Bay Area. And the Coast Guard has suspended its search after 2 surfers reportedly went missing in Santa Cruz. Authorities received a call about 2 people calling out for help near the lighthouse Friday night. Coast Guard crews conducted an exhaustive search, but no signs of the surfers. It is a dangerous time out there right now on the water. The National Weather Service has issued a high surf advisory from Friday morning until tonight at 9 o'clock. And here's Darren with the weather.
Yeah, Andrea, there's wave energy coming out of the Pacific, and then there's rain. We get a little bit of rain tomorrow. We're going to get more in the middle of the week. First, here's that surf advisory going along the entire coastline here. And even though the surf advisory expires at 9 o'clock tonight, we've got a long period swell coming our way for tomorrow. So I think you're still going to have to be mindful if your plans take you near the water tomorrow, because sneaker waves will be possible in a scenario like that, as we just saw with the wave energy coming our way. Let me show you what it looks like in terms of rain. Just a quick review on this. Watch the timestamp there. Here comes the accumulated visualization for rainfall tomorrow. We haven't been able to put accumulated rain on this map in weeks. Now, if you look at it, this is tomorrow's rain. We're not really getting much we're going to be able to measure. Let me show you what it'll probably look like on the radar. This takes us through tomorrow afternoon. It looks promising here until we get to about 6, 7 o'clock, and then it starts to fall apart, and we likely just don't get a whole lot from that. When we get back together again in the complete forecast, we're going to slow it down. I'm going to put more detail on it, and we'll show you what the timing looks like. I'll just leave you with this image for now. You are going to get rain tomorrow in the North Bay. I don't think anybody else does, but this most updated forecast image shows us, even though most of this rain will fall apart, as we go through late afternoon tomorrow, Sonoma County, plan on a few light showers. We'll see what happens after that. We'll talk about the Super Bowl forecast, and then we'll talk about the better rain. That's coming later in this forecast. For now, guys, back to you.
All righty, Darren, thank you. In San Jose, Mayor Matt Mahan held his annual State of the City of San Jose speech. He touted the city's progress on several policies, including housing and public safety, and said that San Jose has seen a 33% drop in homelessness in the last 3 years. People living in their cars have dropped almost by half. Crime also is down. It's dropped by double digits. Mahan used his time today to talk about the surge of immigration enforcement in California.
San Jose is our home. The city was built by immigrants. We can enforce laws and have a secure border without terrorizing hardworking neighbors who not only contribute to our community every day, but are doing the most American thing imaginable, working hard, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs at a time, just to create a better future for their children.
And if it sounded like a campaign speech, it was. He announced last week that he's running for Gavin Newsom's job. Well, there's more to the Super Bowl than just football. In San Francisco, Taste of the NFL is happening right now. It's a chance for guests to enjoy delicious food, as long as you cough up the hefty price for a ticket to the event, which benefits schools. Amanda Harry is live in San Francisco with that. Amanda?
This is one of the hottest tickets in town. I'm told it costs about $1,000 each. It is all sold out, and it has been packed. In fact, we had some trouble getting in here because it was just so busy, and there were some fire marshal issues, but people are inside now. They are enjoying the food. You can see this huge crowd here right now. Taste of the NFL brings together renowned chefs from around the nation and the Bay Area, along with NFL legends for a foodie and football experience. There's a curated menu of dishes and wines to celebrate the cultural diversity of the Bay Area. All event proceeds are dedicated to support Gen Youth. I'm told it's the largest philanthropic event during the Super Bowl week. Gen Youth is a national nonprofit. It works to help end student hunger and foster nutrition security here in the Bay Area and across the nation. We'll be talking to people all evening, and we'll have a full story for you at 11 o'clock.
It's tasty and it's loud. Amanda Harry, live in San Francisco. Amanda,
yeah, it's very hard to hear.
I'll say it is.
Well, coming up, we are highlighting a Bay Area musician who's taking the stage at the Super Bowl. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. We're here on the 50-yard line in our virtual Levi Stadium.
Tomorrow, Bad Bunny will be headlining the halftime show, but he's not the only performer to take the stage. Kara St. Cyr introduces us to a Bay Area harpist who's getting the opportunity of a lifetime.
The melodic sound of the harp is usually reserved for the classics. But you couldn't tell Gio that.
It's a mix of being funny and it's a mix of being like dramatic, and the whole dancing thing, it's to enjoy myself.
What's up, Keith?
This Bay Area native uses her ear for music to blend elements of classical and hip-hop beats into her own genre. The result is a unique sound that speaks to a broad audience.
Okay, 2.
including your favorite celebrities like LaRussell and Kehlani, who Gio opened for during the Super Bowl block party in San Jose.
I just want to keep making other people happy and play the music that they want. It's not for myself as much as it is for the people.
Gio, who's played the harp since she was a girl, gained recognition on social media by playing Bay Area classics and hyphy bangers. But now she's gearing up for the big leagues. Super Bowl Sunday. Gio will perform at Levi Stadium in front of thousands of people. The moment is still surreal for her.
Things that I never imagined keep happening to me.
Selene, Gio's partner in crime and the DJ for her Super Bowl set, says the two are giddy with excitement.
Basically, I'm teaching her DJing, she's teaching me music theory, and it's kind of like this dance to make it work.
Selene is another Bay Area native, hailing from San Francisco. She says both are rehearsing, hoping to make the entire region proud.
We're kind of paving that path, which is kind of like we're defining what it means to be a DJ harp duo.
A message that resonates with Gio, who, despite all the success, just wants to make people happy.
I've done all these things, and I represent the Filipino community. I am showing so many kids that you don't have to be classical in order to succeed in this industry.
All this to prepare for the performance of a lifetime.
And a live look at Levi Stadium, since we're on this subject. What's the weather going to be like during the game tomorrow, Dad?
It's going to be great. There might be a few light showers tomorrow in Sonoma County. We're not going to get rain on the Super Bowl. I'm going to show you a detailed forecast on that in 1 second. First, I want to start off with, maybe you didn't see this coming. Keep your eye on the virtual set here, and I'm going to play this forward in terms of how much actual snow is going to fall in the Sierra Nevada this week. When's the last time we saw that? That's about maybe 1/2 foot of snow coming to the higher elevations of the mountains, and put some numbers on it. And you can see this is going to come in on Tuesday and Wednesday. So here's your first clue. Got some light rain on Sunday. We're about to look at that. But on Tuesday and Wednesday, a different storm is coming in. We're going to get rain from it here, but we're going to put down measurable snow, and we haven't done that in weeks. We've been falling way behind up there. This is great news, and there could be more, a lot more coming by next weekend. I digress. Let's come back to tomorrow first. When we start out tomorrow, the first thing that we're going to notice when we begin the day is we're going to start to see a little bit of the marine layer fill back in. So what we want to take a look at on here is the futurecast depicting what the marine layer is likely going to look like tomorrow morning. So we're going to start out gray again. It's not going to be as gray as today was, but if you take a look at where we'll be from Santa Clara all the way up through the rest of the bay, we are going to start out with some classic marine layers. It's going to be like another May gray day. Almost as intense as this morning if you were up. You remember how gray it was? But it won't be that intense, and these clouds will dissipate, melt off pretty quickly, and then it's just going to be clouds for tomorrow. So what we want to take a look at is the arrival of that rain. We looked at this briefly when we started the newscast, but I want to show it to you again and slow it down. We're now focusing on tomorrow afternoon and timing out this chance of rain. Here's why I said the North Bay will get some. Right there through the afternoon. Don't count on a lot, but there is at least some rain coming your way, and you're going to get some light showers going through the middle of the afternoon. Watch it fall apart as it moves south from there. So technically, we could get a drop or two of rain south of the Golden Gate after like 7 o'clock. This is why I say Santa Clara is fine, Super Bowl is fine. Your weekend is fine if you're south of the Golden Gate. You really don't have to account for rain that would be too impactful. By 8 o'clock, maybe a few showers showing up in the inland East Bay, but none of this is really terribly serious. And when we look at the totals, it's a couple hundredths of an inch. It really doesn't even go up by much at all. That's Sunday, and here's the Super Bowl. It's going to be a great day in terms of not having to be concerned about any weather there. Let me show you what the next storm's going to look like. So we're going to let this advance and watch what happens. As we get into Tuesday, all of a sudden, snow shows up over here. Weird. We didn't even get any rain, and just magically, apparently, snow flurries have developed in the Sierra. That's Monday night. That is the leading overriding section of the system that will bring us rain on Tuesday. It just didn't have enough energy to do it over us. It needed the lift that the Sierra provides, and we get some light snow. That's great. You get snow in the Sierra and we don't get rain. We really need the snow anyway. We're actually a little above average in San Francisco, believe it or not. For rainfall this year, the Sierra is like 40% of where they should be. It's just been too warm. Okay, there's our rain on Tuesday. So Tuesday, late morning through the afternoon, widespread showers will come in. We've got to go back to the long-range model now because as beautiful as that forecast model was, it runs out of data at Tuesday. So here's the long range. Tuesday into Wednesday, widespread showers. It's not going to be major rain. If we put the grand totals on here and add it all up, For the Tuesday storm, we're looking at maybe about 1/4 to maybe 3/10 of an inch of rain. So plan on some rain. And here's a close-up look on the snow here. We're looking at about 1 foot or more up at Donner Pass. This is great news. We so needed this. And nobody's been talking about it, probably haven't heard much about it, or you're not even thinking about it. We desperately need more snow in the Sierra, and that is about to start, and it could just be the beginning. Because as we play things forward and start looking beyond that, some of the storms coming our way by the time we get into next weekend are starting to look better in terms of more widespread snow, and that is a story we will have to leave there for now. Let me show you the 7-day forecast. So we talked about that Tuesday chance of rain, leftover shower on Wednesday. We're going to start focusing on Saturday after that once we get through the next few days, because it's starting to look good for next week.
The most important part of the Super Bowl, well, it might actually be the ball itself. Wilson has manufactured every ball ever used in the Super Bowl, and I got a behind-the-scenes look at just how it's made.
So this is a condensed version of what we have in the factory.
Casey Patton is the Wilson factory manager in Ada, Ohio, and explained that there are 18 to 20 steps in the process, but 4 major pillars in the making of the Duke.
So we sew every ball inside out, right? So what she's doing right now is sewing the ball. This is a very old lock stitch sewing machine from 40s, 50s era. She actually is one of 2 girls that sew all of the NFL footballs, all of the Super Bowl balls.
After the pigskin was sewn, it was my job to turn them inside out. And I'm just trying to get it down. Yep. Oh my gosh.
There you go. There you go.
It's a full workout. You don't even have to go to the gym. Thankfully for the Patriots and Seahawks, they won't be using this Duke. Give me a grade. How bad am I doing?
I'll give you probably a good B+ right.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. After turning each football, they are laced up and then sent to the final step.
This is an aluminum mold. We put the ball in, put the needle in, we overinflate the ball to 120 PSI, and that allows the ball, the bladder that's inside, to fill out the ends. It's kind of a weird looking football at this point, right? Laces aren't tight, ends aren't filled. And then it comes out of the mold, looks like that. Mike will pull it out, pop it out. And then that's the difference. We'll straighten up the laces, get it looking nice, brush it up a little bit, and you got to finish football.
At this point, the Wilson footballs are ready to be shipped and prepped by each team for Super Bowl 60. Okay, and so each team gets 108 balls for the game. Once the team gets them, then they put mud on them because it was really slick. You could never throw the ones that was actually in the factory. But they say out of the 108 that each team gets, there's only about 120 of those used in the game. Which I thought maybe it was a dozen balls used per game.
So the others go home as souvenirs.
I don't know. No one could answer what happened to the balls that aren't used.
Why do they use so many balls during the game? I'd be like you thinking they'd use 3 balls
Well,
during the game.
incomplete pass, it goes off to the sideline. Once a ball is kicked, they kind of don't want it back in the rotation. Lots of different factors. You'd be surprised. Yeah.
Now, you were at Moscone all week.
All week.
What was the best part of the whole experience there?
Honest, I mean, Radio Row is really fun.
Yeah.
You are seeing NFL legends, kids that, like, as a kid, I was watching these guys, and now they're just casually walking by me. But the biggest celebrity I saw all week, this is surprising to people, Martha Stewart.
Martha
She had the biggest entourage I have ever seen of any
Really?
celebrity in my life. Yes.
Ah, that's interesting.
I was
Okay, I
stunned.
would not expect that.
I know.
That's weird. Right.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Coming up, a look at Super Bowl safety, how events like these become a hotbed for criminal activity, and what authorities are doing to keep everybody safe.
Your community, your news, powered by KPIX. CBS News Bay Area. Watch anywhere, anytime. Stay informed and connected. Trusted local news when you want it. CBS News Bay Area. Watch free on any device. From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Evening Edition.
Welcome back. With thousands of folks coming to the Bay Area for the big game, law enforcement is keeping an especially close eye on crime.
Yeah, our Suji Nam got a look inside a state-run center that monitors criminal activities in real time and will be deployed during the Super Bowl.
You'd have all these incidents that may be popping up around an area.
Mike Senna, the executive director of the Northern California Regional Intelligence Center.
Test package near a stadium, it'll take you right there to Levi Stadium.
Is showing us some simulations of reports of suspicious activity. This is an internal database where about 18,000 emergency responders around the Bay Area, including law enforcement and task force officers, are able to flag concerning conduct or criminal activity. Senna says they have been ramping up their training.
When we have these big surge events, there's always also a surge in other criminal activity that takes advantage of the large population being at the location of the event.
Officials say that with airports and hotels along Highway 101, the peninsula can especially be a target for human traffickers. So Senna says his team will be more vigilant.
If you see something suspicious or you see something that you may think is human trafficking or an indicator of human trafficking, call your local law enforcement. Your local law enforcement that will pass it to us and our analysts, and they will help coordinate that effort.
San Mateo County Supervisor Jackie Spear says there will be measures in place to help prevent crime.
There's a training going on right now of local law enforcement in San Mateo County, a 2-day training. We had a training last December. We're going to plaster the county with signs and posters. Much of the sex trafficking is gravitating to Airbnbs. So my question to local cities is, are you registering all those who have Airbnbs or offer their homes for vacation rentals? Because if you don't have that, we can't track them.
NCRIC.org.
Senna also encourages neighbors to report any suspicious activity to ncric.org.
They can submit that anonymously, and then that comes directly to us in our intake. And then we have trained analysts and we have trained detectives.
He emphasizes that public safety is his utmost priority and reminds everyone that if you see something, say something.
An Airbnb spokesperson told us in part that they partnered with the Polaris Project to hold expert-led training for Bay Area hosts, and that's designed to broaden awareness of human trafficking and how to report suspicious activity. Andrea?
Well, meantime, those tasked with keeping the stadium safe tomorrow are keeping an eye on unauthorized drone use, both for game disruption and security concerns. Santa Clara's police chief says they're ready if it becomes a problem.
We have different layers of responses and mitigation efforts, everything from ground intercept teams to contact the pilot on the ground, to redirecting it, landing it, or even shooting it down.
He warns flying a drone under flight restrictions is a federal crime. Brian?
And coming up, we're introducing you to a group of Super Bowl super fans who have been to every single game, every single Super Bowl game. Why one of them says this is going to be his last.
Now you can get your KPIX news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.
And welcome back. We're back here at the 50-yard line of our virtual Levi Stadium.
But tomorrow, a group of lifelong friends are going to be inside the real stadium, just as they have been for the last 60 years. Our Kelsey Thorne caught up with the trio as they got ready to keep their tradition alive.
Looks good. Super Bowl 60 will be 89-year-old Don Chrisman's 60th time watching the big game in person. It will also be his last.
Right now it feels okay. It seems like it's the right thing to do. Next November, I'm not sure how it's going to feel.
Don is one of 3 men who make up the Never Miss a Super Bowl club. He, 83-year-old Tom Henschel, and 86-year-old Gregory Eaton have all attended every single Super Bowl, starting with the first game all the way back in 1967.
A young man named Herb Adderley, he came to Michigan State on a football scholarship, and he played for the Green Bay Packers. So the first Super Bowl, he was in it. And I followed him all over, and we were good friends. He said, come on, you got to come.
For the past 10 years, Don, Tom, and Gregory have attended the big game together, getting the star treatment from the NFL and its sponsors. But this year is going to be a little different. Not only will it be Don's last game, Tom says he too will not be coming back for Super Bowl 61.
I had a stroke a couple years ago, and it really took a whole toll on me.
Like so many of their favorite athletes, it's health issues sidelining Don and Tom. But what a Super Bowl to go out on. They were both there in 2015 when the Patriots beat the Seahawks in that wild ending. As a Pittsburgh fan with a certain disdain for the Patriots, Tom remembers it like it was yesterday.
I was sick. I think I had a lot of money on Seattle. They could have won that game.
Don, on the other hand, is a Patriot through and through. There's nothing more he and his family would love than to have his final Super Bowl see his team take home the Lombardi Trophy once again.
Go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
I just ask for one more favor from the good Lord, a Patriot victory.
Gregory told me he's still trying to convince Don and Tom to keep the tradition going and come back with him next year. He says he has no plans of retiring anytime soon.
The only thing we won't be here is we're under 600 feet under.
But for Don, he says he's happy with his decision and thinks it's unlikely he'll pull a Tom Brady and come out of retirement anytime soon.
I know he's going to put pressure. I think I'm strong enough to say, stick with my decision. We'll know more next November, December.
Well, they're looking pretty good shape. They were there in Super Bowl I. Who was in Super Bowl I, Andrea? The Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs and Vince Lombardi. To celebrate 6 decades of tradition, Wilson gave each of them a custom Super Bowl football with their names engraved on them.
And now to San Jose, where football fans had a chance to check out sports memorabilia and had an opportunity to meet some NFL legends today. It was all part of the San Jose End Zone experience at the San Jose Civic Center. Former 49ers legend Patrick Willis made an appearance, and one fan we talked to was emotional after getting her helmet signed by him.
It was amazing. I feel like I'm going to pass out and I'm going to cry. I grew up in that era of the Niners, so everything, and I've always had his jerseys. Matter of fact, I even gave her his jersey when it didn't fit me anymore.
Willis and Bowman, that was a pair. For football fans looking for collectibles, there were several vendors selling rare cards and trading them as well.
And a lot of parties going on across the Bay Area this Super Bowl weekend. That's one of them happening in downtown San Jose. Australian DJ Dom Dalla is set to headline the block party tonight. Saw a lot of folks dancing earlier today, with the crowd only expected to get bigger throughout the night.
A quick flag pull after a gain of 4.
And football for everyone at Moscone Center today. 24 of the Bay Area's best high school female athletes matched up for the big game of flag football to highlight the growth of women's sports.
45% of female athletes at this age want to quit whatever sport they're in. And so we are trying to allow them to be confident in themselves, their smile, on and off the field.
And one of the coaches on the sideline today, Hall of Famer and Super Bowl MVP, Jerry Rice. And here's our MVP, Darren.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Andrea. You know, it hasn't snowed meaningfully in the Sierra since the first week of January. That's about to start happening again. We've got a midweek rainmaker coming for us. We need to talk about what it means here in the Bay. We're going to get some rain Tuesday and Wednesday. But we're going to put a foot of snow down in the Sierra, and that could just be the start. Next weekend, there could be more coming. We'll talk about that a bit. But the first thing we'll look at, a chance of rain tomorrow here at home. Forecast on that is coming up after the break. First things first, let's start out by talking about the fact that we do have a chance of rain in the forecast tomorrow. There's your timestamp. Here it comes. Don't get too excited. There's not a lot to it. Most of it falls apart before it gets here, and I'm going to stop this right there. So that's 7 o'clock tomorrow. Look at that little blip of green. That doesn't look like much. I think the other forecast model, and this is going to be a slightly more reliable one, and we can get a little more detailed on this too, stop it and get specific. You are going to get rain in the North Bay from this tomorrow, even if it just looked like a thin little line there on the virtual set. When we get to like the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour of the afternoon tomorrow, it starts in the very far northwest corner, and here we are at 7 o'clock tomorrow, and you are getting some rain. Not a blockbuster. We're talking like 1/10 of an inch of rain. But you'll get some rain through the afternoon and the evening tomorrow, and then the showers are going to fall apart 8:30, and it's pretty much done. Maybe a stray shower, a straggler, and that's about it. And we're only talking about a couple hundredths of an inch of rain coming from that. So it is not really all that significant. Super Bowl is going to be fine, by the way, tomorrow. That covers that small chance of rain for tomorrow. One other thing about tomorrow morning, which I want you to see, if you were up early this morning, it was kind of interesting. We woke up and it looked like May out there. It was May gray in an intense way, and it hung out till like 11 in the morning. We're going to do a little more of that tomorrow. Take a look at the marine layer filling in the bay tomorrow. So this is your Sunday morning. It won't stay gray. I mean, by this morning, most of the low clouds were gone by like 11 a.m. Same thing will happen tomorrow, but then the high clouds out here will move in to replace it because you know we've got that small chance of rain coming tomorrow. But other than that, it should be a pretty nice day. That covers Sunday. Let's look ahead to Tuesday, because on Tuesday, things are going to get a little more interesting in terms of the potential for rain coming back. Let's switch ahead here and take a look at the forecast now for that. Watch what happens on Monday into Tuesday. You're going to see a little bit of snow develop in the Sierra seemingly out of nowhere. That's the system coming our way for Tuesday. It just didn't have enough energy to give us rain first. It hit the Sierra and the mountains, gave it some lift, and that's great because it'll put some more snow there. I'll show you the totals in a second. But here's the rain for us at home. It's going to start Tuesday morning, and it will go through the afternoon. That looks pretty good there through the afternoon. It doesn't look problematic good, but it looks like we're going to be back in the storm track. We're going to be getting rain that will get the roads wet through the middle of the day and the Tuesday evening commute. Start thinking about Tuesday. Sunday's rain is an afterthought. It's not much. Tuesday's rain is, oh, we're finally back to winter. It's raining again. And just to show you the progression of it, here we are again. That's the start of the Tuesday system now, just to give you the overall perspective. It'll go into Wednesday morning, and then it'll be done. And we'll be finished with that. And then there could be more coming by the time we get to next weekend. I'm going to stop this right there. It's too early to go too far down the road on next Sunday. But it looks interesting. Sunday into Monday, not just here for rain, but I think more importantly for the state as a whole, what could be a very good snowmaker in the Sierra for us. So there's some early excitement and optimism on that one. Let's give it a little more time, though, before we start going to the bank on it. The Tuesday snowmaker in the Sierra is going to put down a foot on Donner Pass. Got to travel in the mountains on Tuesday. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard. People are not thinking about this. It's like, oh, it doesn't snow anymore. We're done. Because it hasn't in a while. And it won't be a super busy travel period on Tuesday over the Sierra. But if you know somebody who's going, give them a heads up. All right, there's the 7-day forecast. A little bit of rain Tuesday and Wednesday. And then there's that next system showing up by next weekend. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, a flyover first. Max Darrow reports from the F-18 fighter jet set to buzz the Super Bowl. Stay with us. Saturday night out there. Expect a roar, not just in, but above Levi Stadium tomorrow, with fighter jets from the Air Force and the Navy set to fly over.
Our Max Darrow caught a seat on one of those F-18 fighters during its test run and has more from the cockpit.
Flight suit, check.
Your oxygen system.
Safety briefing, check.
I'll walk through all of those again.
G-suit and harness, check. And with that, I was as ready as one could be for a flight with U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Teddy Fox. Our plane, an F-18 Super Hornet. The engines roared as we took off from Moffett Field. Within minutes, we were high above the Central Valley floor. That's where we rendezvoused with two other F-18s to get a sense of how much precision goes into what these pilots do. At one point, we flew in parade formation, putting us within 10 feet of another jet.
You're essentially just acting like you are welded to them?
We did some cruise maneuvering, climbing up and down to stay with the jets, and then what's called a G-warm.
We kicked out to a mile away, and then we kind of dug down to get to a certain speed, about 400 miles an hour roughly, and then do a 4G turn in one way, and then another high G turn, spike it, and then go back down to 4 to the next one.
During that maneuver, our bodies were subjected to 4 times the force of gravity, so I weighed about 700 pounds. It was at that point where I was close to losing my lunch, so Fox leveled out and let me breathe. And I was good to go for our final maneuver, my favorite, the moment I felt like I was in Top Gun, the aileron roll.
People think of it as a barrel roll, but it's just kind of the classic, like, oh, cool, if I'm in a plane, I want to do that. You go upside down for a second, feel that 0G.
It's tough to put in words.
Precision is everything for these pilots. For a flyover, every second matters. They're timing it with the end of the national anthem.
So like any good thing in life, it's very stressful leading up to it, and then in hindsight, it's like, well, I'm really glad I did that. That was a pretty cool accomplishment.
While Lieutenant Commander Fox isn't doing the Super Bowl flyover this year, pilots from his squadron, VFA-2 Bounty Hunters, are set to fly alongside Air Force pilots above Levi's Stadium.
A kid sees that, they think that could be me one day, and it like realistically could. I'll put it this way, if I could end up in this seat, I guarantee you anybody watching this could too. The part of impacting others is ultimately what any human wants to do on the earth. So to know that you're directly affecting other people and having them be moved, even if it's just a small bit by something you've done, that's the end game in life, right? So I think that's pretty cool.
Certainly, thumbs up to that.
Would you do it again? I would absolutely do it again, but I wouldn't want to take somebody else's opportunity to ever do this because it is such a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Incredible.
And on the ground, the NFL held a lunch for hundreds of local veterans and their families in San Francisco's Presidio neighborhood.
NFL Hall of Famer and 49ers legend Patrick Willis helped serve pizza and food to veterans.
It feels amazing. I mean, they've given so much to this country, and just to be able to be here today, see them smiling, see them dancing around is truly a blessing.
Willis was one of many 49er greats at Super Bowl events today. We saw Jerry Rice. Well, we didn't, but somebody did. We saw Jerry Rice, Steve Young, and Joe Montana. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
That does it for us here at 6. Thanks for watching.
But no rain tomorrow, right? You said
yes.
a little sprinkle.
North Bay, a light shower. Maybe it's like a 1/10 of an inch of rain. Sonoma County is going to get some rain tomorrow. Nothing big. And then maybe a drop or two south of the Golden Gate. But that game, you won't even notice it.
You won't notice it.
A drop, maybe, and nothing to impact the game.
All right. Thank you, Darren. And we will see you back here at 11. How about that?
Well,
maybe. Should we?
Yeah.
Okay. Good night.
50-yard line?
It's a job.